She's always had this kind of weird way about her. She was born on Christmas, so the big joke was that she was kind of different from everyone else. And she said when she was around the age of 3, she would look over into the hallway of the house and ask, "Who are those men?" Now, her parents would look at her and say, "What on earth are we talking about?" And she said she still remembers it today, which is actually unique because usually kids forget this kind of stuff. She says she recalls seeing these green men standing in the hallway. She said they would walk back and forth and would look at her. And her parents thought she was weird. She remembered thinking, "What the heck is going on? Why are they looking at me?" She said no one believed her, so she just went on with life. Also, when lying in her parents' bed, she would look up and tell them that she could see angels flying over the bed. And she said when her mom was pregnant with her younger brother and didn't know it yet, she sat straight up and said to her, "A baby's coming." And her mom said, "Excuse me?" And she said, "A baby's coming. Someone told me." Sure enough, a couple of weeks later, she learned that her mom was pregnant. Now, exactly who told Melissa this information, she doesn't know. She just sat up and said it. She said it was weird. And she says fast forward to a couple of years back. She had started to get back into the paranormal, and she began looking into it because she would always hear bumps in the night around the house. She said she knows that sounds generic, but she swear there was always something different about her home. She said this would happen in the evening. She would hear people walking around both upstairs and down. She says they have 2 cats, so she just assumed it was them until one night she realized that both of the cats were lying in her bed. Then she knew something wasn't right. She said on this one particular evening about 2 years ago, she was upstairs with her mom at about 10 or 11 o'clock. She said it was very nice outside, so they had the windows open. She was talking on the phone with a friend. She heard this banging outside. She wondered what in the world was going on. Her mom asked, "Did you hear that?" They looked around, and at one point her mom shushed her because she was being very serious about it. And they don't know where it came from, but all of a sudden, she said, someone came up to her and said, "Can you hear me?" And there was no one there. She was the creepiest thing she had ever heard or experienced. She literally thought someone was behind her. And she called out to her brother, and it wasn't him. And it seems like it's not just her. Whatever this is seems to be communicating with her brother too. As he's getting older, whenever he's home alone, he'll hear someone saying, "Danny." She says it comes from upstairs, but no one is there. He's starting to hear bumps in the night as well, and it is creeping him out. Now, she's not sure if this is all connected to George, who died in the house. From what she's heard, he was a jealous soul. So she doesn't feel it's negative, but she feels like someone is walking around their home. And she thinks it very well could be connected to George. And she's thinking about doing other investigation, but we'll see where that all leads.